Hello and welcome. My friends, please stay tuned. This video is going to be showing the biggest upgrades that we've done to this apartment. Now we are renting, but we are renting until we finish building our house. All of the work that we do in this video, we do ourselves. We are not professionals and we are not talking trash about the Russian apartments. This one was just not up to par. It was neglected, but we can do this work ourselves and be living in better conditions. Please understand that all of this work in this video, you could do yourself as well. No matter where you are in the world, you can do it. If I could do it, we can all live happy. Okay, hopefully you can hear me through this, but basically, I told you there was some problems with this place, but it's not a problem for me. It's just a problem for the apartment. And I'm going to show you this mold, and this apartment was actually flooded, they said at one point, but they never got to fix it. So I'm actually going to do the fixing. I want to show you what it looks like now. You're going to get to see it, and over time it should be ready. So come take a look. Well, you can see this whole corner here is really bad. Now what I'm thinking about doing is scraping it off first, like this. So I'll scrape it off. I have this antibacterial, this is supposed to kill the black mold. I'll spray it after with this. Then I have vinegar and baking soda, and then the Clorox is just going to finish the deal. So I'm doing many plans of attacks, and eventually I'll redo this corner, but you can see what it looks like now. And I'm not going to do the whole video showing you how I redo it. I just want you to see the state that it's in so that it's documented. So just come inside and only get the corner. And I'll come back with you with updates. I have chipped away on different layers, and I stopped there because we can't take the countertop and move it yet. But behind the stove and the washing machine, I did chip away all the different layers. What's left black is going to be cured with antibacterial, antifungal stuff, the baking soda, all the things that I've already named. Now it's the time to hit it up. Well, I plastered the wall, you know how it goes. I did the best I could. Obviously, I'm going to have to sand it down a little bit, and once it's already dry, I'll sand it down and then put some primer on it and paint it. But the entire wall is messed up, and I'm not going to do the top because I don't have the owner's permission to renovate this. It was just that this area was absolutely bad, and ignore the hair. The biggest problem now after the wall is the plumbing in this sink and this huge hole here. This is rotten. This is disgusting. But what I'm going to do with Ksenia right now is take this off, disassemble this whole thing. It shouldn't be that hard. And locally, we can buy a new countertop. I think it cost about 2,600 something per meter, because standard size is centimeters. They sell you that, and we're gonna get a new one. Again, we're investing in this apartment because we're going to be living here for at least a year, even 2 years, and we want to be comfortable. And we already fixed the wall. I've showed you that. I'll show you how it looks like later now that it's all dried up. But it's time to take this apart and get the measurements so we can take them into the center and get a new one. It comes in about a week. So we won't be able to see it now, but you will be able to see the destruction that is this backside. The plumbing is wrong, and the wall is also a little bit filled with mold. Let's take this off. We took the sink off. This is an old one, different piping, I guess, but what I want to show you now is the disaster that is the plumbing, because I'm not exaggerating. It's a disaster. It's fine because I'm gonna make it better. But now it's time to look under here to see what disaster is here. So let me just so you can see here it was rotten. All of it is rotten. This is what it looks like. All around it's rotten, so we don't need this anymore. Now it's time to show you the plumbing. Well, look at this. This is the drain from the faucet here, from the sink into the main. Nothing to hold in the fumes. This is what the washing machine dumped into the main line here, but it was like this. So it's about 3 meters of this, and it's still so much rotten water that's held on there. And what was holding that in was this tape. Okay? And on this side, I'm scared to even look in there, but all of these joints are not secure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be changing these lines here in case I need a new faucet because the connections are a little bit outdated, I think. I'm not sure if that's standard anymore, but maybe they are. It doesn't matter. The sink plumbing is gonna be redone, and I need to figure out how to run the washing machine into the main line. But now you get to see how garbage it is back here. There's old cigarettes, a bunch of trash over here. I'm gonna clean this out because in 1 week the new countertop will come, and you won't get to see it until the next episode perhaps. But all of this stuff, all of this, once you clean it, it takes away the smell. And definitely redoing the plumbing where it's just not sitting like this, it's gonna change. Let's get a close-up here of the disaster. This is of course behind the old kitchen countertop. This is the quality of plumbing that we had. But I'm gonna make this better, and it's gonna be fantastic because the smells just will not come out anymore. Look at this. This was insane. I'm showing a before. This is gonna be a before. Obviously, I'm redoing the plumbing. The plumbing job was really bad. I'm going to be taking away some of this black mold and curing it. I had already replastered and cured that corner. So I'm gonna see what I can do with this corner. Perhaps I don't need to plaster it because I can kill the bacterias and everything. I won't be taking off the wallpaper because I already took that piece off and it didn't look bad at all. I'm gonna be cleaning all of this and putting back the countertop where it goes. This is what it looks like now. This is disgusting. The old setup had this random duct tape and this plug. What we're gonna do is we're gonna be connecting it with an actual adapter so that it's tight, and we also have another thing to cinch it down. So the old one is also about 3 meters long for some reason, and the water would just sit at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it and angle it to where when the water comes out, it goes straight into the pipe, and it's gonna be nice and sealed so we won't get that smell. I took off the flooring. We're gonna clean them individually. They are a little bit warped, but I'm going to have Ksenia clean them. Now, the biggest problem was the humidity and everything was wet. You can see even this is a little bit wet. It retained a lot of water. And so the biggest issue was that the old plumbing was so bad and it was not maintained. They were not taking care of this. I'm gonna redo the plumbing. I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't leak. I have everything ready. I have clamps. I have the proper plugins for this. I have everything ready, but again, we have to take care of that black mold. We already sprayed it with disinfectant, antibacterial stuff. Now I'm going to hit it with some Clorox. I took off one layer of the bottom. You can see it has black mold, a little bit of black mold on the bottom, but I took it off so that I can see clearly if it ever comes back again. It looks really clean here, not a problem. And just going to throw this away. And to prevent it from coming back, I'm going to spray it with antibacterial stuff, and I'm just going to keep an eye on it. But you can see the flooring is not that bad at all. Just look at the flooring. And it's all about cleaning it and bringing it back. Now I have treated the wall. You can see the big difference. I used 3 styles of cleaning for it, and I'm not going to plaster this. This part's not that bad. Now what Ksenia and I are going to do is we're going to clean the walls, and we're going to be putting back the furniture. So next time you see this, where I'm standing here, the floor is going to be back, and the furniture, the countertop's going to be there. We have the washing machine back in place and the stove back in place, and I'm already rerouting this, which was 3 meters long and on the floor, so it wasn't able to dump out into the drain. I've zip tied it. I put some screws on the wall, and I've zip tied it to the wall, so the level now will be going down into the drain. There should be no more black water holding here. Now you can see we have the washing machine, and the corner I didn't end up painting it because I want to know if the black mold comes back, and it's not so bad in this color. You have your washing machine, you have the stove that's right back in, and look at this. The countertop is back. Ksenia chose it. We thought that it would look good with green, and well, I haven't screwed it in yet, and I'm going to put some molding here for the corner, but you can see the difference, right? Just look at it. Remember what it was like before? It was a green rotten board, and now it's all back together. I think it's coming out really nice. Finally, it's time to show you what the plumbing looks like. Remember, down there was a disaster. The original plumbing, it was not even connected right. All the fumes were coming out from like the toilet, and the dead black water that came out from the washing machine was just sitting there for weeks, maybe months. The original plumbing was a disaster. Now it's time to show you how I rerouted it, and there's no more moisture down there. It's absolutely dry. It is not in danger of growing more black mold because the black mold needs the humidity, needs water to grow, right? So let's take a look down there. You can see the biggest problem was that back wall, and it is much cleaner now. And what I did was essentially I ran the water down in at an angle, and everything's connected. There's no more holes anywhere, so the water is going out and into the main drain of the apartment. Now this back wall looks dirty, but it's just part of the color discoloration, and you can see there is no more leaks. There's nothing there on the ground. Everything is routed nicely, and look at that, the top and the bottom, huge difference, right? Huge difference.
Now I'm really happy because I have my countertop, and I can finally cook delicious food for my husband and be really comfortable in this apartment. When we first time came in this apartment, it smelled really bad, and after 1 week we cleaned everything, fixed everything. Now it smells really good, and it feels like real home. I choose this faucet because it's really good option for this sink, because we have to keep this sink. It go all together. That's why I chose this. It's not bad because old one was really short like this, and you can't wash dishes. It was really uncomfortable. But now we have good one. We can wash dishes. We can dry it here, and everything looks good. And we buy a rug for our kitchen because some places in this floor look not nice, a little bit broken. That's why we cover it, and it's more soft, warm and comfortable walking here, and it's look really good.
Another day, another project, and you're gonna be here with us. You can see the lighting in this room is really intense. I needed it because I want to see what I'm doing when I'm using the light. Now the bed behind us is still needs some time, so we're gonna give it another day, but I'm gonna build the bed frame now, and I'm gonna be moving some couches around. Just look at the room, how it is now. We have a couch there, another couch there. It's gonna change, all right? So I'm gonna build the bed frame and get this room looking like an actual main bedroom. I had to do it sideways. Uh, okay, there it goes in there. Okay, for now, I'm just gonna leave this here. I think I can move the other one and build the bed frame now. But we're gonna clean the floor on that side and make sure that room is clean. So let's go back. Okay. We did it. You can show how the room looks now.
Nice and big.
Yep, Ksenia says it's nice and big. We're gonna leave this one here for now. Okay, let's start cleaning. Right now, Ksenia is going to sweep the ground, but together her and I will get down on all fours and clean it with our hands, a bucket, and a water and disinfectant. So we're going to make sure that the ground is absolutely clean, and we will be washing the curtains as well. Tomorrow we're taking those down. It's going to be a slow process. I'm going to show you how this room looks like. Okay, this is where all the couches are, and we're hoping that these three can disappear. And I took the blankets and the pillows from the closet because they smelled really old and dirty, and it leaves off a bad smell for the apartment if you have these type of things here. You see that? So these are hopefully when they come for them, or if they let us throw them away, they can just take the couches and the dirty pillows and blankets. It's just going to be such a great smell and a beautiful apartment when we're done with it. Always leave things better than how you found them, guys.
Okay, I'm done washing floor, and now it's time to bring my husband to start building our bed. And now we'll continue clean this room. I will clean these closets inside, but when we already move in here, for sure we will have our clothes in clean closet.
I thought about doing a time lapse, but it's not really good. You can see on the floor, I have all the pieces split apart in order, separated, and Ksenia has been helping me put these things together. Now here's another milestone. We have the frame basically standing on its own, and Ksenia has taken charge. She's the one reading the notes, and I'm following her orders. There's no time lapse, but I'm just being honest. She's actually got us this far ahead, this fast. She's getting everything ready before I'm even tightening the things up. So shout out to my wife, but so far so good, guys. It looks like we will have the bed on here, and we're just gonna keep pushing. There's only a few parts left, and that makes me really happy. I'm only nervous about those wooden parts that kind of straddle the bed frame, but we'll see what happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's keep going. Here's another update, guys. There's a crisscross section in the middle, and there's legs also in the middle here. It's pretty sturdy for a wild berries bed. The majority of the ones we see when we rent apartments don't have these four in the middle, and we really like that. The only problem is that in Russian or Soviet apartments, the ground is never level, just like the walls are never straight. But again, we're gonna deal with that in the future when we put things under the legs. Now it's time to put the pieces of wood across the frame, and we're almost done.
Well, now finally we're done with our bed. We'll clean up, put mattress, and for today that's it. And you can leave comment below and tell me what you think about this bed, and you can tell me about your bed, because this for us what we can afford, and I think it's really good option.
This is what it looks like now. With the mattress, we're gonna wait until it spends one more day to get its final form, and then we're gonna cover it. But you can see there's place to walk on this side, there's place to walk on this side, and all the way over here. And now the room looks completely different because it was very cluttered, it was really disgusting, looked very dirty. But now we've taken out the couches, and this is how we're going to be working. We're going to be making each room much cleaner than it was before. The owner is playing really good with us. She's being really nice, and she's allowing us to do these changes because we ultimately told her, hey, by the way, when we're gone, when we build our house, somebody's going to want to move in here, and we want the quality of this apartment to go up.
And see you in the next video. Bye.